chosen one. Pause for a moment. Heaven has stopped the noise around you because this message is meant for you. You are standing on sacred ground right now. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. You have felt something stirring inside you, haven't you? That quiet pulse in your spirit that says something is about to happen. Yes, it is. For when God steps in, everything changes. Listen carefully. This is not just another day. This is the moment when heaven interrupts your chaos and rewrites your story. You have been walking through confusion, rejection, and unseen warfare. But today, heaven declares that the waiting season has expired. The divine has entered your timeline. What once felt delayed will now unfold with precision. You have been faithful in silence. You have carried weight others never noticed. But God saw it all. The tears, the exhaustion, the prayers whispered in secret, they were not wasted. Every hidden cry was a seed planted in sacred soil. Now the Lord says, "Watch what I will do. Watch how I turn mourning into movement." It is revealed in the book of Exodus, chapter 14. Verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Chosen one, heaven is fighting for you right now. The battle that overwhelmed your strength has been transferred to divine hands. You don't have to keep striving or proving yourself. The very God who parted the Red Sea is standing before you, ready to make a way where there was no way. When God steps in, human effort bows. Walls crumble without warning. Chains that held you for years suddenly lose their power. The ground that once resisted you begins to open, making space for your miracle to rise. What looked like the end is actually the stage for your beginning. You thought the delay was punishment, but it was preparation. God was teaching you stillness, not surrender to defeat, but supernatural confidence. You were trained to rest while the storm raged, because faith isn't proven in comfort, it's proven in chaos. And now, because you endured, heaven is releasing what was held back. There are moments when God's presence doesn't announce itself loudly. It moves quietly, rearranging destinies while the world sleeps. That's what's happening now. You can't see everything yet, but heaven is realigning things behind the curtain. The enemy believes he still has room to attack, but he's already been surrounded by divine power. Don't underestimate what's happening right now. The peace you feel, it's not ordinary. It's the calm that comes when God steps into battle for his chosen one. It's the silence before victory, the breath before breakthrough. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to stand still and watch the Lord move. He is turning your not yet into now. He is opening doors you forgot to knock on. He is reviving dreams you thought were buried. Every part of your story that felt broken is about to be rewritten in glory. Your miracle is not on its way, it's already moving. Every step you take from this moment forward carries divine backing. Heaven has authorized your advancement. If this word finds your spirit today, don't let it pass you by. Let heaven see your faith in motion. Comment below 777. My miracle is rising. Like this message, share it with someone waiting for their own miracle, and subscribe so you never miss what heaven is about to release next. Your stillness is not weakness, it is your weapon. Because when God steps in, even your silence wins wars. You have carried much, haven't you? The unseen weight that pressed on your heart, the heaviness that no one else understood. You smiled in front of others, yet behind closed doors you wondered if God had forgotten you. But he never left. Every silent battle, every hidden tear has been sacred in his sight. Nothing was wasted, not one ache, not one disappointment. There are seasons when the load feels unbearable because heaven is building endurance within you. What others see as weakness is actually the strength of the chosen. You were trusted with pain because your purpose demanded depth. God has been sculpting your heart into something unshakable, preparing you to carry greater glory. You thought the struggle was punishment, but it was training. The darkness was not a sign of abandonment. It was a classroom for faith. God was stretching your spirit so that when the miracle rose, you would not crumble under its weight. You were being refined, not rejected. You may not realize it, but every lonely night was an altar. Every sigh was a prayer, and every tear that hit the ground was counted by heaven. The pain you felt has become prophecy in motion. Heaven does not overlook the ones who suffer in silence, it marks them for breakthrough. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 56, verse 8. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. Chosen one. God has written your tears into the story of redemption. He has not ignored your cries. He has preserved them as evidence of faith. What was heavy for you to carry is holy to Him. The very weight that tried to crush you is becoming the foundation of your rising. You must understand your pain has purpose. The enemy wanted to convince you that your suffering meant God had withdrawn, but the opposite was true. When you were at your lowest, heaven drew closest. God has been walking beside you through every valley. Even when you couldn't feel His presence, those nights when you whispered, "Lord, I can't do this anymore," were not moments of weakness, they were moments of surrender. You were handing the battle over to the one who never loses. And in that surrender, strength was born. Sometimes God allows you to carry a burden so you will learn to lean completely on Him. He lets the pressure build until you stop trying to fix everything alone. That's when heaven steps in, not because you failed, but because you finally let go. The weight you carried has been the fire that purified your heart. It burned away pride, fear, and doubt. It stripped you down to the essence of who you truly are, a vessel shaped by endurance, molded by grace. You were never being destroyed. You were being defined. And now, as you stand on the other side of endurance, you will see why it had to be this way. The lessons carved by pain will become the wisdom that guides others. The strength you gained in secret will become the stability others lean on. You have been prepared to lead, not just survive. God trusted you with the kind of burden that few could bear because He saw what you could become. He knew your spirit would not break, only bend. And even when you thought you were falling apart, you were actually being rebuilt from the inside out. The weight you carried was never meant to crush you, it was meant to crown you. You have waited longer than most. There were moments you thought heaven had forgotten the promises spoken over your life. Every door seemed to close, every prayer seemed unanswered, and the silence grew heavier with each passing day. But what if the delay was never denial? What if God was orchestrating something too precise to rush? Delay is not absence. It is divine choreography. You see, when heaven moves, it does not stumble into timing, it creates it. Every second of waiting has been part of a larger plan. The hidden delay has been heaven's construction zone, where God was building a foundation strong enough to hold the weight of your miracle. Sometimes, He keeps you in waiting not because you're unready, but because the environment around you is not yet aligned. The right people, places, and seasons had to shift into position. The promise was not the problem. The timing was. You felt overlooked, but you were being preserved. You thought nothing was happening, but heaven was moving in ways your eyes could not see. The hidden hand of God was weaving details that would one day make sense in a single divine moment of unveiling. according to the wisdom written in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not delay. Chosen one, that verse is your reality. Your appointed time is approaching. The vision that seemed to fade is breathing again. The seed that lay dormant in the soil was never dead. It was waiting for heaven's signal to rise. Understand this: God's silence was not punishment. It was preparation. He hid you not to reject you, but to refine you. When something valuable is forged, it is kept in the dark until it's ready to shine. You were in hiding because you are precious. Every unanswered prayer was being answered differently. Every door that stayed closed was divine mercy in disguise. Had you entered too early, the weight of blessing would have broken you. But now, after the shaping and the silence, you are ready to stand under what's coming. When God delays, He's not withholding, He's perfecting. When He says not yet, He's not rejecting your desire, He's aligning it with His best. And when the waiting ends, everything unfolds suddenly, as though heaven has been holding its breath for that one divine release. You will soon understand why it took so long. You will see that every pause protected your promise. The divine delay was never to destroy your hope, but to deepen your faith. The hidden delay has taught you to trust without evidence, to walk without sight, and to believe without applause. And now, that faith has become unshakable. That is the kind of faith God honors. So when you feel weary of waiting, remember this truth: if God promised it, it must come to pass. Heaven does not forget what it declares. Every word He spoke over you is alive and waiting for its appointed moment to manifest. Now, chosen one, if this speaks to your spirit, take a prophetic step of faith. Type these words below: I still believe. Write it as an act of defiance against doubt. Write it as a declaration that even in silence, your faith stands firm. Let heaven see that you still trust the process, even when the promise seems far. Because when God steps in, every hidden delay becomes a divine display. You've felt the ground shaking beneath you, haven't you? The instability, the sudden shifts, the people walking away, the plans collapsing without warning. You wondered, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, nothing went wrong. Heaven simply began to move. When God starts rearranging things, the shaking is proof that the old order is being dismantled. Before miracles rise, foundations must shift. The shaking before the shift is never punishment, it is divine construction. God cannot build the new while the old still stands. He allows what's unstable to crumble so that what is eternal can remain. Every tremor you felt has been heaven's hands tearing down walls that no longer belong in your next season. It hurts when the ground moves under you, but stillness and shaking is one of faith's greatest acts. You must learn to trust even when the terrain changes beneath your feet, when everything familiar falls apart. It's because you're being repositioned. God shakes what's temporary to reveal what's unbreakable. The Word of God declares in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 27. The words once more indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things so that what cannot be shaken may remain. That verse isn't just a prophecy, it's the explanation for your current reality. You're not losing stability, you're gaining authenticity. What was built on emotion, fear, or dependency is being stripped away so that your faith can stand pure. God is not trying to destroy you, He's refining your foundation. Every time something shifts unexpectedly, remember He is not dismantling your life, He is realigning it. The shaking is heaven's way of moving you from comfort to calling. The reason the ground feels unsteady is because you've outgrown where you were. What once held you cannot hold the weight of who you're becoming. You may feel as if everything familiar is dissolving, but that is how transformation begins. When God steps in, nothing remains the same. He shakes your surroundings until your security is found only in Him. The job, the friendship, the plan, none of it could stay the same because none of it was designed for your next dimension. Even the silence during this shaking is sacred. The absence of clarity forces you to listen differently. God speaks loudest in the tremble of your spirit, in the quiet realization that His presence remains even when everything else falls apart. You have to remember, shaking doesn't mean destruction. The earthquake of your circumstances isn't breaking you. It's breaking open what's been trapped inside you. Your faith is being stretched, your purpose stirred awake, and your heart refined until it beats in rhythm with heaven. Look closely at your life. The things that fell away weren't losses, they were releases. The things that ended weren't failures, they were fulfillments of their purpose. The very ground that seems unstable beneath your feet is actually being renewed by divine design. Soon you'll see it. What felt like collapse was construction. The rubble is the evidence that something old has been dismantled, making way for something greater. When the dust settles, you'll realize the shaking was never to bury you, but to uncover you. Stand firm. Don't resist what's shaking, flow with it. You are not being punished, you're being prepared. The world around you may be trembling, but within you, something eternal is standing tall. This is what it feels like when heaven rearranges your life to fit your destiny. There comes a moment when heaven calls your name, not loudly, not in thunder, but in a whisper that only your spirit can recognize. It's not the kind of call that demands, it's the kind that draws. You feel it deep within, that gentle pull, as if eternity itself is tugging at your heart. You know it, don't you? That quiet awareness that says, this is the moment I was born for. When heaven calls your name, everything ordinary begins to lose its color. The noise of the world fades, and the voice of destiny becomes unmistakable. You no longer crave attention, you crave alignment. You stop running after approval and start running toward purpose. Heaven's call is not always comfortable. It often arrives in seasons of confusion or transition, when life feels uncertain and the path ahead seems blurred. Yet even then, the divine voice whispers through the chaos, I still have plans for you. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 1. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. Think about that. He calls you by name, not by your failures, not by your past, not by your wounds. He doesn't say you there. He says you. The sound of your name in heaven's language carries power. It means you are known, chosen, and marked for something extraordinary. When God calls your name, you begin to awaken to a higher rhythm. Your steps align with a plan far older than your pain. The mistakes you thought disqualified you become the very proof of His mercy. The moments you thought broke you now reveal how deeply you were loved. You might not see the full picture yet, but the one who calls you already stands in your future. Every time you take a small step of faith, you're responding to that call, echoing back to heaven. I'm listening. And maybe that's what this moment is. A divine pause, where heaven leans close, waiting to see if your heart will answer. You don't need to shout. You don't need to strive, just open. Let your soul say yes. If this message stirs something within you, let that stirring become your gentle response, not out of pressure, but out of love. When something touches your spirit, honor it. Let your action be an act of worship. Perhaps sharing this message isn't just spreading words, it's like releasing a dove into the sky, carrying light towards someone lost in the fog. Perhaps pressing like isn't for approval, it's your way of setting a candle in the window, saying, "The light is still here." And maybe choosing to subscribe is not about numbers at all. It's your quiet promise to keep walking beside this stream of divine truth, to drink again when your spirit grows weary. Heaven never forces a response, it simply invites. The invitation is written in light, sealed in grace, and whispered through moments like this. When you feel that warmth rising inside your chest, that peace that makes no sense, that's heaven reminding you your name is known in the courts of eternity. So as the echo of your name fades into the wind, remember the call of God is not a demand, it's a love song. You don't follow it out of duty. You follow it because your soul recognizes its home in the sound. And one day, you'll look back and realize this was the moment heaven called, and you said yes. There is movement in the unseen right now. You may not hear it, but heaven is working behind the veil. The silence you've endured has not been empty, it has been sacred. God is aligning what seemed scattered, collecting the pieces that once felt lost, and shaping them into the form of your long-awaited miracle. You've wondered, when will it happen? The truth is, it already has. The miracle doesn't begin when you see it, it begins when heaven releases the command. Somewhere in the invisible, things have already shifted. The angels assigned to your breakthrough are carrying out divine orders, moving what needs to move, removing what needs to be removed. The Word of God shines in the Gospel of John, chapter 11, verse 40. Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? Chosen one. That is the rhythm of faith. Believe first, then see. Your miracle is not waiting for your perfection, it's waiting for your agreement. Every time you choose to believe instead of fear, you accelerate what God is already setting in motion. The miracle in motion doesn't announce itself loudly. It moves quietly, like dawn rising after a long night. One day, you'll wake up and realize the atmosphere has changed. The weight you carried feels lighter. The doors that resisted you swing open. The things that once drained your strength now bring you peace. Even now, God is orchestrating divine intersections. Someone is being moved into your path. An opportunity is forming where you thought none existed. What seemed like random coincidence is divine design. The path is being cleared not by your effort, but by His word. It's happening in stages. First, in the spirit, then in your emotions, and finally in your reality, the healing, the restoration, the release. It's all unfolding layer by layer, like dawn light spilling through the horizon. That's why it feels subtle at first. The miracle is alive, growing silently beneath the surface of your days. Don't be discouraged by the stillness. Movement often hides inside what looks motionless. Seeds sprout underground before they break through the soil. You are in that sacred stage, heaven's unseen motion. And soon, what's been invisible will become undeniable. You'll look around and realize the very thing you prayed for has quietly become your reality. It won't come with chaos, it will come with peace. That's how divine things move gracefully, effortlessly, perfectly timed. So don't lose heart while you wait. God is never late, and your faith has not gone unnoticed. The moment you believed, heaven began to move. Now, as an act of faith, seal this truth with a prophetic symbol. Comment 444 below, not as a ritual, but as your quiet agreement with heaven's motion. It means, I trust the process. I believe my miracle is already in motion. Let the number be your whisper of faith into eternity's air, a small echo that says, I believe before I see. Because even now, chosen one, your miracle is not coming toward you, it's rising from within you. Comment 444, I believe before I see. Write it as your declaration of trust, a whisper from your heart to heaven. When you type it, You're not just writing numbers, you're opening a door for divine alignment to move freely in your life. Comment 444. My miracle is in motion. Let it be your agreement with God's timing, a symbolic act of faith that says, I won't rush what heaven is perfecting. Every letter you release carries faith into the atmosphere. Heaven always responds to hearts that believe. There is a kind of faith that terrifies darkness, the kind you have built in silence. It wasn't learned in peace. It was forged in fire. Every time you chose to believe when nothing made sense, you were declaring war on fear. Every night you prayed through tears. You were reminding hell that light still lives in you. Faith that frightens darkness doesn't come easily. It's the kind that grows through contradiction when your reality screams impossible. Yet your heart whispers, God can. You have carried that kind of faith, even when you didn't realize it. The world saw endurance, but heaven saw warfare. There were moments when you thought your prayers failed, but they didn't. Every whisper reached the throne. Every moment you resisted giving up became a strike against the kingdom of darkness. What you thought was survival was actually victory, as the apostle wrote in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 16. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Your faith has been that shield. You didn't just survive the storm, you defied it. You stood when others fell. You believed when others doubted. That's why darkness fears you. Your endurance exposes its weakness. The enemy never attacks what isn't a threat. The reason the opposition has been so heavy is because your light carries weight in the spirit. Every obstacle that tried to silence you was really a confirmation of your calling. Understand, this faith is not fragile. True faith doesn't hide from the night. It shines brighter because of it. God never promised a life without storms, but He promised presence within them. And you have learned that presence intimately, the peace that doesn't make sense, the strength that appears just when you have none left. This faith of yours, it has grown roots. It no longer wavers with every gust of doubt. It stands firm, unbending, unafraid. That's why darkness trembles when you rise each morning. You may not feel powerful, but every breath you take in faith is a weapon. The enemy expected you to surrender. He thought the pain would silence your worship, that disappointment would erode your belief. But every time you whispered, God is still good, the atmosphere shifted. Angels moved. Demons fled. Heaven took notice. This is what unshakable faith looks like. It's not loud, it's steady, it's not flawless, but it refuses to die. It doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply refuses to quit. There's a hidden strength inside you now. You don't need to prove it, you just need to walk in it. Faith isn't a feeling, it's a posture. You've learned how to stand even when trembling. You've discovered how to praise while bleeding. That is the faith that frightens darkness, the kind that doesn't depend on results but rests on relationship. And that's why heaven is proud of you. You've grown from believing in God's existence to trusting His intention. You no longer just hope for miracles, you embody them. The very breath you breathe is a testimony that faith works. So let your life be the sermon. Let your calm be the evidence. You carry a quiet authority now, born not from ease but endurance. Wherever you go, darkness recognizes you as one who has seen the storm and still chosen light. You are the proof that faith wins. There is a sacred moment when the sound of chains breaking echoes not in the world around you, but within you. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit knows when something has shifted. The weight that once clung to you, the fear, the shame, the repeating cycle suddenly loses its hold. That is freedom's first sound. Freedom rarely begins with open doors. It begins with an awakened heart. God doesn't always start by changing your circumstances. He starts by changing your perception. You begin to see that you were never as trapped as you thought. The walls you feared were often illusions built by the lies of your past. And when truth enters, those walls crumble quietly, like paper before fire. The voice of heaven declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 6, "Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen to loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke?" This is what God has been doing in you, breaking unseen chains, undoing the knots of fear and guilt that kept your soul bound. Some of those chains were never external. They were forged in thought, in memory, in words spoken against you. But heaven has been whispering truth into those dark corners, and now, freedom has begun its quiet revolution inside your heart. You see, deliverance isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's gentle. It's the sudden realization that you no longer feel drawn to what used to enslave you. It's the peace that replaces the constant pull of anxiety. It's waking up one morning and realizing that the burden you carried so long simply isn't there anymore. That's how God works, softly but powerfully. He breaks chains not just to free you from something, but to free you for something. You weren't released just to wander. You were released to walk into purpose. Freedom always comes with direction. Think of the things that once owned your attention, the habits, the people, the voices of doubt. They fought to keep you small because freedom threatened their control. But God's voice spoke louder. One word from heaven, and every false attachment began to lose its grip. You have walked through seasons where you thought you'd never escape the pattern. You prayed for change but saw repetition instead. Yet even then, beneath the surface, God was weakening the links one by one. What you could not break by effort, He is breaking by grace. When you sense that tension, that sudden discomfort with the old version of yourself, that is freedom knocking. It means your spirit refuses to return to bondage. What once satisfied no longer sustains you because you were created for more. The breaking of chains is not only about release, it's about revelation. It's about remembering who you are without the weight. God isn't just freeing you from sin or sorrow. He's restoring your original design, your peace, your authority, your clarity of mind. And once those chains are gone, you will look back and realize they were never as strong as they seemed. They only held power because you believed they did. The truth has shattered the illusion. And now the door stands open. Step through it quietly, confidently. You are not who you were. The sound of chains breaking behind you is not an ending, it's the anthem of your beginning. There were days you wondered if heaven still remembered your name. The silence was so long, the waiting so heavy, that you began to question whether your prayers had disappeared into the air. You watched others move forward while you stood still. And deep down you whispered, "Did God forget me?" Did. But no, He did not. Heaven has a perfect memory. Even when it seems still, the divine clock never stops turning. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared for the moment when remembrance would meet manifestation. You see, God doesn't just remember names. He remembers promises. Every word spoken over you has been preserved in eternity's archives. Nothing has been lost. Not one prophecy, not one tear, not one act of faith. Time may have passed, but the promise never expired. Heaven has simply been waiting for the alignment of your season with His word. We are reminded in the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 16. "See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are ever before me." Imagine that your name, carved into divine hands. It means you were never out of sight. When you cried, he noticed. When you questioned, he listened. When you felt invisible, heaven saw you. Every unseen moment has been sacred in his view. Sometimes God hides you not because he's forgotten you, but because he's protecting you. There are blessings that require privacy to mature. If he had revealed you too early, the wrong eyes would have misunderstood the process. But in silence, he has been shaping something enduring. Even the delays that hurt you most have been his mercy. He was keeping you away from lesser things while preparing something lasting. He was ensuring that what arrives in your life will not slip away again. The blessing coming is not fragile, it's fortified by the very seasons that once broke you. You must know this heaven remembers. When others moved on, when circumstances changed, when your hope thinned, God's word over you did not waver. The same voice that called the stars by name calls yours still. And when he remembers, he restores. What's been quiet for years is about to speak again. What's been buried under time will rise in perfect timing. Heaven's remembrance is not just sentimental, it's strategic. When God remembers, things move. You will soon see signs that prove it. Doors reopening, relationships healing, strength returning. It won't be random, it will be the manifestation of remembrance. So lift your head. You have not been overlooked, you've been held. The silence has been gestation, not rejection. And now, the season of unveiling begins. If this truth settles in your spirit, let your heart respond in faith. Comment, "I am seen." Type it not as routine, but as revelation. It is your declaration that heaven's eyes have never left you, that your name is written in glory's memory. As you write it, feel the peace return, the gentle assurance that you were never forgotten. Not even for a moment. You are remembered. You are known. You are seen. Comment, "I am seen." When you write it, you're not just typing words, you're aligning your soul with truth. It's your way of whispering back to heaven, "I know you never left me." Those 3 words turn silent pain into radiant remembrance. Comment, "I am seen." Let it echo through your heart as a declaration of peace. It means you no longer measure your worth by silence or delay. Heaven's eyes are still upon you, and this moment is proof that you were never invisible. There is a weight that falls from your shoulders when you finally understand who you are in the eyes of heaven. You have walked through fire and rain, through seasons that stripped you bare, and now, what remains is pure gold. This is the moment when heaven crowns the overcomer, not because you were perfect, but because you endured. You see, anointing is not poured upon the comfortable, it's poured upon the broken who refuse to quit. You are one of them. Every scar on your soul has become a vessel through which divine oil flows. You have been crushed, and yet from the crushing comes fragrance. You have been pressed, and yet from the pressing comes power. The word of God speaks in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 7, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith." That verse isn't just ancient poetry, it's your reflection. You have fought battles unseen, ones that required more courage than words could express. You've finished seasons others would have abandoned. You've kept your faith alive when everything around you screamed surrender. That is why the anointing now rests on you. Anointing is not glamour, it's grace turned into strength. It's like rain falling on dry ground, turning dust into fertile soil. When God anoints you, He doesn't erase your past, He redeems it. The very areas where you once bled become the places where healing flows to others. You carry authority now, quiet but undeniable. You no longer speak from theory, you speak from testimony. Every time you open your mouth, heaven echoes. You have become a vessel of divine remembrance, living proof that endurance births anointing. When people see you, they won't just see what you've been through, they'll see who brought you through. Your presence itself will carry a weight of peace, like the calm after a storm. That's what happens when God marks a life. Everything about you begins to reveal His resilience. This is your season of divine crowning. The oil that was once prepared in silence is now being poured. You won't need to chase validation. Your anointing will speak for you. You won't need to fight for recognition. Heaven will whisper your name in the right ears. And maybe, just maybe, this is the moment to let your heart breathe and reflect. Think of how far you've come, the nights of silence, the mornings of survival, the countless times you thought you were done, yet still rose again. You were being anointed in those unseen moments. The crushing made you holy ground. If this message stirs something in you, let your response be gentle, not rushed. Like this message if it mirrors the truth of your journey. It's not a click. It's a candle you light in gratitude for what God has done. Share it, not as an act of promotion, but as the passing of a flame. Someone else still sits in the dark you once knew. And when you choose to subscribe, imagine it as returning to the same quiet well whenever your soul thirsts again to draw from what heaven continues to pour. No one will force your hand. This is your sacred invitation, a moment between your spirit and heaven's whisper. Because when an overcomer says yes to light, that yes becomes a ripple across eternity. So breathe, pause, and feel the oil of peace settle over you. This isn't the end of your journey, it's the unveiling of who you've become. Every step forward from here is worship. Every heartbeat a quiet thank you to heaven's grace. There is a moment when prophecy stops sounding like distant promise and starts breathing through your life. You don't chase it anymore, it finds you. The same words that once felt like whispers from a faraway heaven now walk beside you. Alive, tangible, undeniable. This is that moment. Prophecy is meeting reality. For years, those words hovered around you like gentle light, comforting, but just beyond reach. You replayed them in your mind, wondering when they would unfold, if perhaps you misheard, or if time had somehow passed you by. But God does not forget what He speaks. His word doesn't dissolve into history. It waits in eternity until the right moment to bloom. As the Apostle Paul wrote to the Corinthians in his second letter, chapter 1, verse 20. For all the promises of God find their yes in Him. Every yes that heaven ever whispered is now echoing in your direction. It is as if all of creation had been holding its breath, waiting for this exact moment when the divine timeline aligns with your obedience. The seed of promise that once lay dormant has begun to sprout through the cracks of your persistence. Prophecy doesn't fail, it unfolds. Sometimes it must wait for you to become the person capable of carrying it. God will never release a promise into unsteady hands. The delay was not denial, it was transformation. He was building your spirit to sustain what was spoken. Now, you are strong enough to walk in what you once only dreamed about. You'll begin to notice how everything seems to connect. The random moments, the heartbreaks, the delays, they all begin to make sense. Prophecy always had a plan, even when you didn't. What you thought was detour was actually design. There is a rhythm to divine fulfillment. It doesn't crash into your life suddenly. It flows like a tide. You wake up one day and realize that the things you prayed for are quietly surrounding you. The doors open naturally. The people you need appear without striving. It feels effortless, not because it is easy, but because heaven has aligned every detail. Prophecy doesn't just predict the future, it builds your faith. It's not about being told what will happen, it's about learning to trust the one who speaks. Every word spoken over you was never meant to create anxiety about when it was meant to create certainty about who. Now, as those long-awaited promises take shape, remember this truth fulfillment is not the end of prophecy, it's the beginning of stewardship. The manifestation you've prayed for is also a mantle. What you've received, you must now carry with purpose, protecting it from pride and feeding it with gratitude. There will be new battles, but this time, you will fight differently. You'll recognize that the opposition only appears when fulfillment arrives. Darkness cannot stop what has already been written, but it will try to distract. Stay anchored in humility, for humility is what keeps anointing from evaporating. Prophecy is reality now, and reality will keep evolving as you walk in obedience. You will begin to move with greater clarity, not chasing validation, but walking in quiet authority. Every step will echo heaven's affirmation. Yes, this is the one. You are living what once seemed impossible. The word that was spoken over you has taken on flesh in your life. You are walking proof that God's word never returns void. Stand in awe, but do not stop moving. The prophecy fulfilled is not the conclusion, it is the continuation of God's unfolding glory through you. There is a moment when what you carry within starts to ripple outward, touching everything around you. You've entered that moment now, the realm where signs and wonders follow obedience. They aren't random miracles. They are heaven's fingerprints confirming that you are aligned with divine flow. It begins quietly. You speak, and peace fills the room. You pray, and hearts soften. You act in faith, and unseen doors begin to open. These are not coincidences, they are signals that the supernatural has recognized your authority. When God marks a life, even the atmosphere responds. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, verse 17. And these signs will follow those who believe in my name. They will cast out demons. They will speak with new tongues. Chosen one, this means that heaven backs your every obedient step. You don't have to chase signs, they chase you. You are the carrier of presence. And where presence abides, miracles become normal. The days of merely surviving are over. You are now walking as evidence of God's living power. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is active in you, transforming your ordinary actions into divine encounters. You don't perform miracles, you reveal them. You don't demand wonders, you attract them through faith that stays steady in storms. Every time you forgive when it's hard, every time you love without condition, every time you pray without proof, you are releasing heaven's energy into the world. You are creating an atmosphere where God's glory can rest. That is what it means to live as a sign and wonder yourself. And yes, you have wondered why some miracles seem to happen for others but not for you. But listen, heaven has never skipped your name. Miracles come wrapped in timing, and your season has begun. What once took months will happen in moments. The acceleration you feel in your spirit is real. It's the rhythm of divine manifestation. Don't think of miracles as grand displays meant to impress the world. Many arrive quietly, peace that silences anxiety, strength that rises in weakness, clarity that cuts through confusion. These are all wonders, just as holy as parting seas or raising the dead. You have been walking in them already, now you are awakening to see them. God is teaching you to live in flow, not force, to trust that every breath carries power, every word carries life, and every step leaves evidence of heaven's touch. If this truth stirs something in your spirit, let faith have a voice. Comment 555 below. Not as superstition, but as symbol, a way to say, I am aligned with divine flow. I walk where miracles walk. Let it be your quiet declaration that you believe heaven's movement surrounds you. As you write it, imagine ripples of light extending from your words, touching every dry place around you until life stirs again. Because you are not waiting for signs anymore, you are becoming one. Comment 555, I walk in divine flow. Write it as a gentle act of faith, not ritual. It means you're aware that God's presence moves through you daily, turning each ordinary step into evidence of His living power and quiet miracles. Comment 555, heaven surrounds me. Type it as a declaration that you live beneath divine covering. Each number becomes a whisper to the unseen realm, saying, I'm ready for wonders to walk with me. Let your words awaken light wherever they land. There are seasons when the tables turn so swiftly that it feels like time itself bends to favor you. You've entered one of those seasons now. The same ground that resisted you will soon yield to you. The very doors that stayed locked for years are beginning to open, not gradually, but suddenly. This is what divine reversal feels like. You have seen long nights, unending stretches of waiting, and chapters that felt closed forever. Yet God has a way of turning endings into beginnings. One divine moment can shift what years of effort could not. When heaven decides that your time has come, no force on earth or in hell can keep it from unfolding. According to the wisdom of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He directs it like a watercourse wherever He pleases. This means that even the hearts of those who once denied you are being redirected. Those who overlooked you will begin to remember you. Opportunities that seemed beyond reach are quietly turning toward your name. The current is shifting in your favor, and you don't have to manipulate it, just stay still and watch. Divine reversals are heaven's signature. They come without warning, but always with precision. One moment you are the one waiting. The next you are the answer someone else has been praying for. What once felt like rejection is revealed to have been redirection all along. You will look back soon and see the fingerprints of grace everywhere, how every delay was a detour that kept you from lesser things. The people who walked away were part of the plan. The silence that stung was actually protection. The loss that broke your heart was the seed of new abundance. When God turns the tables, He does it completely. He doesn't just restore, He multiplies. Now, He doesn't just vindicate, He glorifies. What you thought was over becomes the very platform that proves His faithfulness. You may not notice it yet, but you are standing at the turning point. The small changes, the sudden favor, the gentle peace, the unexpected connections, these are the first winds of reversal. Heaven is orchestrating a story too intricate for your mind to grasp. You just have to keep your heart open. Don't cling to the old when the new begins to call. The reversal is meant to lift you from patterns that once kept you small. Let go of the fear that you might lose what little remains. God doesn't empty your hands without the intention to fill them again. When the tables turn, they turn swiftly. That's why this moment requires both readiness and humility. Stay grounded. Remember that the same grace lifting you now will keep you balanced later. The people who misjudged you will watch as God honors you, not to humiliate them, but to reveal His justice. The seasons that drained you will soon repay you with harvest. You will walk into places where your name has gone before you, carried by favor you did not earn but were chosen to receive. So don't fear the change in rhythm. The shaking you felt earlier was preparing the table for this feast of fulfillment. Everything is shifting, not because you fought for it, but because heaven remembered what it promised. This is what divine reversal feels like, not chaos, but clarity, not striving, but stillness. You have stepped into the season where everything that once opposed you begins to work for you instead. The table is turned and your seat has been prepared. There comes a sacred turning inside the heart. when fear begins to loosen its grip and courage quietly takes its place. You have reached that turning. The trembling that once filled you has been transformed into resolve. This is the hour to rise in holy boldness. Boldness is not arrogance. It is alignment. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who walks beside you. You no longer shrink back when challenges appear because you finally understand that courage was never the absence of fear, but the decision to move anyway. Heaven reminds us through the words recorded in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Those words still breathe today. They are not merely ancient encouragement, they are divine instruction. Boldness is heaven's expectation for you now. After all the waiting, after all the storms, you are ready to move from surviving to standing, from questioning to declaring. Holy boldness doesn't roar, it radiates. It's a calm authority that walks into rooms without needing to prove anything. You no longer need to explain your calling or defend your process. What God placed within you will speak on its own. Every step you take in faith releases a sound that the unseen world recognizes. Fear will still whisper, but its voice no longer carries the same weight. You've learned to discern the difference between your thoughts and heaven's truth. You know that doubt always grows louder right before destiny unfolds. That's why courage isn't optional, it's the bridge between revelation and reality. This new boldness will not make you reckless, it will make you rooted. It's not about chasing every opportunity, it's about knowing which battles are yours to fight and which are won by simply standing still. You have nothing left to prove, only light left to reveal. You'll find that when you move in holy boldness, you attract what is meant for you without striving. People begin to sense peace in your presence. Environments shift when you speak. Even your silence carries weight, because confidence born from faith has its own sound, steady, pure, undeniable. This kind of courage also heals. It breaks the pattern of hesitation that once kept you small. It silences the echoes of past rejection and teaches your spirit to walk tall again. When you carry holy boldness, you stop asking permission to exist. You start walking in the authority already written into your design. Do not confuse humility with hiding. God didn't call you to shrink. True humility is not denying the light within you. It's recognizing its source. Every time you stand in your calling, heaven smiles, because light was never meant to hide under fear. Holy boldness means saying yes even when the outcome is uncertain. It means trusting that God has already prepared the way while you take the first step. The Red Sea never parts before faith moves, it parts as faith moves. This is your time to step forward with that same quiet fire. You are no longer the one waiting for affirmation, you are the one carrying it. You don't need a sign, you are the sign. The courage rising in you now is not temporary, it's eternal. Walk in it, speak from it, live through it. The same God who whispered fear not to Joshua is whispering it to you now. And as you move, the ground will open in response. Because creation always recognizes the voice of one who finally knows they are chosen. Fire has always been both a destroyer and a creator. It consumes what cannot last, yet it refines what is meant to endure. You, chosen one, have walked through that fire and it did not burn you, it crowned you. What was meant to end you has become the forge that revealed who you truly are. The flames that surrounded you were never punishment, they were purification. God allowed the fire to test the metal of your faith, not to expose weakness, but to strengthen resolve. Every tear was heat, every heartbreak a spark, and through it all, heaven was molding a vessel worthy of carrying greater glory. The word of the Lord comes alive in the book of Zechariah, chapter 13. Verse 9, I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. They will call on my name and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people. And they will say, the Lord is our God. That is you, the refined, the resilient, the radiant. You have emerged from fire not as ashes, but as flame itself. You carry light now. You are no longer fragile glass, but tempered gold. Think of how the blacksmith works. The sword is heated until it glows, then shaped by blows that would break it if not for the fire that softened it first. So it is with your spirit. Life's blows did not destroy you because the fire had already made you flexible. Pain didn't end you, it taught you to bend without breaking. And now, the world will feel the warmth of what you've become. You are a torchbearer, carrying light for those still walking through their own fire. Your scars no longer speak of defeat, but of transformation. If this message finds you in the middle of your refining, take heart, the fire never lasts forever. Flames always fade, but what remains afterward glows with the brilliance of heaven's touch. You will look back one day and see that the fire didn't consume you. It crowned you with clarity. Let your response to this truth be gentle, not rushed. Like this message, if it stirs something in your spirit, it's not just an action. It's your way of striking a match of gratitude. Every like becomes a flicker of light, joining a constellation of faith across the earth. Share it as one carries embers in their hands, passing warmth to another who has forgotten that fire can also comfort. You never know whose night will be brightened by your willingness to carry light forward. And if your heart feels at home here, subscribe as an act of remembrance. Let it be like placing a candle on your altar of faith, a way to return whenever your spirit hungers for more light. This space is a hearth, a meeting of souls who've all felt the heat and still chosen hope. Finally, leave a comment below, a word, a flame, even silence if that's all you have. Every response becomes a spark that reminds heaven, I'm still here. I'm still burning bright. Because that's what you are now, not just a survivor, but a torch lit by divine fire. You were crowned in the flames, and now your very presence sets darkness trembling. Each flame you share keeps another soul from freezing in their night. Light doesn't diminish when given, it multiplies. Let your fire travel, let your story glow softly in places where hope is only a spark. The crown you carry is unseen but radiant. Every ember within you whispers of grace survived, faith refined. Walk forward glowing, not to prove you endured, but to illuminate the path for others. There comes a point when what was once a trickle of grace becomes a flood. You have reached that point. The season of scraping by, of barely holding on, has shifted into overflow. It doesn't come with fanfare, it arrives quietly, like rivers rising in the night. One moment you are surviving, and the next you are surrounded by abundance you did not earn but were prepared to receive. Overflow is not just about possessions. It is the multiplication of peace, clarity, and strength. It's when your heart no longer strains to trust. When your faith, once tested in drought, becomes a well that never runs dry. You're beginning to live in that rhythm now, the ease that follows endurance. The prophet Joel spoke as recorded in chapter 2, verse 26. You will have plenty to eat until you are full, and you will praise the name of the Lord your God, who has worked wonders for you. Never again will my people be shamed. That verse describes more than blessing. It describes restoration. Overflow is the proof that nothing you went through was wasted. The same valleys that humbled you are now watering the fields of your harvest. Every season of emptiness has made room for fullness. This is the moment when your soul exhales. You don't have to force doors open anymore. They open because the time has come. The resources, the relationships, the peace, all of it begins to meet you effortlessly. It's not luck, it's alignment. Heaven's order is finally flowing through your life like current through a riverbed long prepared. Overflow means that what once burdened you no longer defines you. You no longer ask, will it happen, but rather, how can I honor what's happening? Gratitude replaces striving. Worship replaces worry. You are learning that overflow is not about having more, it's about becoming more. This is why the blessings are different this time. They don't drain you, they sustain you. You no longer fear losing them because you understand they were never yours to clutch. They are gifts meant to pass through your hands. Abundance always multiplies when it flows, not when it's hoarded. Your overflow is also meant for others. God didn't bring you this far just to fill your cup. He filled it so that others could drink from the overflow. Every word you speak now carries nourishment. Every act of kindness releases ripple effects beyond what you can see. And yet, overflow also requires stewardship. It's easy to forget hunger when the table is full. But remember, the same gratitude that carried you through scarcity will keep you grounded in abundance. Don't lose the tenderness that came from your wilderness. The miracle is not the overflow itself, it's the heart that stays humble within it. There will be moments when the magnitude of what's unfolding will bring tears not of pain, but of awe. You'll stand in places you once only dreamed of, surrounded by evidence that God never forgot you. You'll realize the beauty of His timing, that every delay was synchronization, every detour protection. Overflow is not loud, it's steady, consistent, like a heartbeat that's found its rhythm again. You no longer chase blessings, you walk with them. They recognize you now because your spirit carries the scent of surrender. This is your overflow season, quiet but undeniable, abundant yet peaceful. You no longer live from emptiness but from fullness. Every step from here carries the sound of grace expanding through your life. The drought is over. The river has risen. You have become the stream through which heaven pours itself into the world. There is a silence that comes after long warfare, the kind that feels like the earth itself exhales. You are standing in that silence now. The battle that once consumed you has ended, and what remains is not exhaustion but clarity. You have reached the moment heaven calls destiny fulfilled. This isn't the end of your story, it's the revelation of its purpose. Everything that once felt disconnected now fits perfectly together. Every heartbreak, every delay, every unanswered prayer, they have become the threads that form the tapestry of your calling. What once broke you has become the very bridge that carried you here. The voice of God thundered in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 30. And those He predestined, He also called. Those He called, He also justified. Those He justified, He also glorified. You have walked that verse. You were called when you didn't feel ready, justified when you thought you were unworthy. And now you stand glorified not in pride, but in purpose. Glory doesn't mean fame, it means fulfillment. It's the light that shines from a life finally aligned with heaven's intent. Destiny was never about speed, it was about surrender. You didn't arrive here because you figured everything out, you arrived because you refused to stop believing. That simple act of faith became the compass that led you through every shadowed valley. And now, as the dust settles, you can finally see it, the faithfulness of God stretched across your entire journey. Every detour was direction, every silence was strategy, every ending was a divine exchange making room for new life. You stand different now, softer but stronger, wiser but still childlike in faith. The edges that once cut others have been rounded by mercy. You no longer strive to prove yourself, you simply are. And that peace you feel isn't fleeting, it's eternal. Destiny fulfilled doesn't mean everything becomes easy. It means you've become anchored. You know how to walk through storms without losing your center. You've learned that true victory isn't about avoiding pain, but about carrying peace through it. Your steps from here will feel lighter. You will notice how life begins to flow instead of fight you. Where there was once resistance, there will be rhythm. Where there was once striving, there will be song. You've crossed the invisible line between hoping for someday and living in the now. And though you may not notice it, your story has become a beacon. Others will find courage through your calm. They will see what it looks like when grace finishes what pain began. That is destiny, when your life itself becomes a message heaven speaks to the world. You are no longer the one searching for signs. You are the sign. The world needs to see someone who made it through the night and still chose love. Someone who walked through fire and still carries light. You are that living proof. Look around you, this peace, this stillness, this quiet joy, it's not temporary. It's the reward of resilience, the echo of heaven's applause. You have finished the season of becoming and stepped fully into being. Destiny fulfilled is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of flow. The promise has turned into presence. You have become the miracle that once seemed far away. Heaven doesn't just surround you anymore, it lives within you. You stand, unshaken and unafraid. Proof that when God steps in, nothing stays the same. The storm may have passed, but the glory remains. You are the story heaven always meant to tell. And now, chosen one, the story rests in your hands. You have walked through the 17 gates of revelation through fire, stillness, shaking, and glory, and you have arrived here whole. Heaven has finished its message, yet its echo continues in your heart. You are no longer just the listener, you are the living continuation of the words spoken. Every breath you take now carries divine rhythm. Every glance toward tomorrow hums with promise. What has been awakened within you will not fade with time. It will grow, spreading like dawn across the horizon of your life. If this journey stirred something deep within your soul, let your response be gentle, sacred, and free. Like this message, if it mirrors your truth not as an act of routine, but as a way of saying, I've heard heaven today. Share it, not for recognition, but as one carries a spark into another's night. You never know whose weary spirit might find warmth in the same flame that has kept you alive. And when you choose to subscribe, let it be like returning to a quiet sanctuary. A place where your heart can be reminded again and again that you are chosen, covered, and called. Each visit is not just scrolling, it's coming home to light. Finally, if a single word here has touched you, leave a comment below. It doesn't have to be long. Even silence can be holy when written with sincerity. Let it be your stone of remembrance, marking the day heaven spoke your name again. You have walked faithfully, you have heard clearly, and now as you go, carry this truth: the miracle has not ended, it has only just begun.